impatient probably aren't the right people to be hiring a grant writer. Maybe that's something you need to try on your own
Right,
first
right,
before you put money into it. So
right.
those are things that we've
And
learned
from my
along the way.
understanding, you have to have a nonprofit for a year to even get any money, right? Is that
You don't
true?
have to have it for a year. You can be a starter nonprofit, but you cannot be. And what I mean by starter is you still got to have, people. So it can't be like a lot of people will start a nonprofit and it'll be one person.
Right,
And they're saying like, hey, I'm doing this for the community. I'm doing that. You cannot be a single person nonprofit and think you're going to get funding from anywhere.
right.
And then you have to, the biggest thing I'll say if you are starting a nonprofit is build a partnership with somebody else. So if it's another nonprofit doing more, maybe getting grant money, partner with them first because you're more likely to get funding if it looks like, hey, I'm partnered up with this person. So it's not that you can't, but you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing so you showcase yourself better.
Okay, I get that because my friends, like I said, they kind of collab together with all their nonprofit and stuff like that. I just want to, if anybody want to call, ask any questions, the number is 407-894-1680. Again, that number is 407-894-1680. Please share, like, and let me speak to Harold. Call Harold on the line because he's sitting there just waiting.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
Hey,
Harold.
y'all. How you doing?
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Hey, I have a question. Even though they call it a nonprofit, do some people get paid? Like staff still get paid as a nonprofit, or they usually all volunteers? Yeah.
So I'll answer that question for you. So, like I stated earlier, a nonprofit business is still a business. So, people do get paid. It's the way it works is that you're not directly charging the consumer when you're in a nonprofit. So, but you can get funding that can pay your staff and things of that nature. People don't realize it, but Goodwill is a nonprofit organization.
Wow, I did never know that.
It has a CEO that makes, I want to say, $17 million a year.
Ooh, that's why they stuff so high.
Good, and this is a Goodwill now. So just imagine if the CEO is making $17 million a year at Goodwill, and people are donating used clothes, furniture, and stuff like that. They have to be getting that money allocated to them. Plus, because they're so large, they also get government assistance that helps pay for staffing and things of that nature. Then they also sell the stuff inside the store.
High.
So yes.
Salvation Army.
So there are ways to get paid as a nonprofit organization.
Goodwill. Goodwill is just like buying at Walmart.
Here's why I don't understand. In other words, can a person look at a business and say, "Oh, this is a nonprofit, this is a for-profit," or the difference between the two is the purpose of the business? You see what I'm saying? Like the county schools. Like the schools, students don't pay to go to regular high school or middle school, right? However, they consider it a nonprofit in a way, or is it kind of? It depends how the business is set up, or is how the business is made, or like a local football team or football organization. You see what I'm saying? So it depends. The difference between a for-profit and nonprofit, is it the goal? Is that the difference?
Yes and no. So I'll use the football team as a reference. So because I'm in that space, so I run a nonprofit youth organization. So what we do is, there's fees that have to be paid that helps handle insurance, cost of field, different things of that nature. But what we do is if we do have like a registration fee or whatever type of pricing that is for it, that money goes right back 100% towards the kids themselves. So that money can't come to us as a coaching staff or a board member or things of that nature. That has to go right back 100% towards their kids. So if a parent pays for their kid's stuff, 100% of those proceeds go back to their kid or to the upkeep of the organization. There's nothing that's directly to us. But let's say that I was just running a sports program that serviced the youth, and now I'm charging registration fees plus additional fees, and it's a for-profit organization. Then that's how I can be compensated, if that makes any sense.
So I think he was asking, and I could be wrong. I thought he was saying, how do you pick whether you're a for-profit or nonprofit?
So you can, like I said, so you can define that with up front with your determination.
So it's how the business is set up.
Yeah, it's how you set up your business.
really that depends on, like he basically said, what you're going to do with that business. If I know as a grant writer I want to get paid for my service, I can't set my business up as a nonprofit. I am going to be a for-profit because you're going to directly pay me for the work that I'm doing. And your nonprofit for your youth league, you are servicing the kids. The kids aren't paying to play, per se. They do pay for maybe the stuff that they use, but the community does help out in your nonprofit. But it is how the business is set up and what they intend to do with said business.
Correct.
Right, like a church. The church, some church pastors, they get paid. Musicians, the sound man.
Most of them.
Right.
That's
Okay.
big
All
money.
right,
That's
Harry,
big
thank you
money.
so much for your call. We appreciate your questions.
Yeah.
We appreciate Harold, but
Yeah, Harry asking some questions. Don't he get down to the
He's
nitty-gritty?
very smart, y'all. He
Yes.
is intelligent young man.
And he know a lot of
we
big people
appreciate
too.
those questions. We
Yes.
appreciate that.
Yes. So, tell me, what would you tell somebody else if they want to be a grant writer and also a business owner like what you got, the CDBD? What would you tell some people that wants to do what y'all do?
So first, I would say if you're interested in being a grant writer, take our course because we'll teach you.
Okay.
But I think every business owner should know how to get after grant funds. So you should know how to find money, whether you're going to be a grant writer or just find money for yourself. I think we all should know that. The second thing I'll say with CBD, we will be launching a course on starting the CBD business the beginning of 2023. But if you can be a business owner, definitely do that, whether it's what we're doing or anything else. I think every minority person should have a business. We should create wealth for the future. We now know things being in an entrepreneurial space that we didn't know being in a corporate America.
Right.
We are now trying to create wealth for our children that we didn't know before. We were working, building our 401k before. We were like, okay, we're going to buy this house so we can leave it to our kids. Now being in the space has opened our lives up to so much more.
Right.
It's opened our lives up to just having freedom to be with them, but also just there's a wealth of knowledge there. So I would say if you can build a business, definitely do. If you're interested in being a grant writer or owning a CBD business, find someone in that market, someone that's willing to give you knowledge so that way you can build that brand. That would be mine.
What you would say, Kevin?
I agree. I don't got to add no more on that. She got it.
Okay. And what do y'all see yourself from 10 years from now?
Hey, are we still married in 10 years?
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
We got to figure that out because, boy, we going to see.
So that's look, I'm not even lying. That's been a debate because for me, like in my entrepreneur space,
They are hilarious.
They
okay,
are.
I can't even I'm over here dying. Y'all gonna stay married because you're too funny.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's
we've been
gonna
together
happen.
for like 22 years, I think.
Y'all ain't going
y'all ain't going nowhere.
But since I came into entrepreneur space, I've completely embraced it. And I want to travel the world. I want to open businesses. So what I would love to do is have a grant writing company that we teach other people how to write grants. But hands off for me, like just a group of people that are teaching and educating other business owners. And then our online CBD business was always designed to be online and hands off. But what I did this for is for freedom. I wanted freedom to travel the world and enjoy the rest of my life.
Right.
What Kevin can't let go, which is why I'm like, I don't know if we together or not. He is still Mr. 9 to 5, Mr. I'll take my check every 2 weeks, and I be calling him what you say, sir, because I be like, Master wants you to go to work. So that's what he gonna do. But I don't want to do that. So
Them bills still paid at the house, correct?
I still need the bills to be paid.
You still, your Mercedes-Benz payment still getting paid, right?
Ooh, she got quiet.
Your refrigerator still full of food, right? All right.
Okay, Kevin.
Ooh, that's called the muo when you can just shut somebody mouth real quick.
Shut it up.
Shut it up.
So
Them
right
bills
now,
paid.
yes, all the bills are being paid for sure. But where I see myself in the next 10 years is completely untied to any corporate America job and really just thriving in our own business. And I haven't decided if the businesses we hold today continue with us for 10 years. I'm really excited about what we're creating with Boss Fest. And we got like a new Boss Fest committee And, the things that we see created in larger cities like Atlanta and Miami, trying to bring that over here in Orlando and Polk County. So I'm excited to now do that. So I'm really not sure which way we go with our businesses at this point. But I would love to see Kevin not feel like he has to be tied to a corporate job and come on the journey with me. And I think he's afraid.
Well, let me tell you about that on my behalf. It is very, very hard to go out on your own on a business. It's very hard. It's very stressful. Like he said, the bills. I had to go through a lot of situations, go back to where I came from, because of it was hard to afford things. Are we gonna have no food on the table? So I say to you, when you take out that big step and you walk out on faith, just know that it is very, very
Much on faith.
on faith, and it's very hard and it's very stressful, especially when you're trying to do it on your own. We got a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you from?
Yes, I have a question about Pastor Jamal Bryant, I believe, is asked his board of directors to allow him permission to do the CDB marijuana business on one of the church properties. What you all think about that?
That's a good question.
So I seen that. I just recently
And
came across.
he wants to
about that.
hire some of the parishioners and the members to be a part of that as well.
So you got to think about that. So the cannabis industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and for me, if you got a community if you got a community that has been infected by marijuana cannabis, and now they're being shut out of this new industry, I think it's a great idea for him to give that back and to open up that land and expose it. He is going to be in a great position to not only get all types of federal funding.
There's a lot of grant money behind that.
And he's going to be able to use his influence to help clear a lot of paths for other people in that industry just trying to come up underneath it. So for me, I think it's a great move, and he's going to be able to create. He's going to be able to build up that community.
Kevin, you're saying it very professional, but the real answer is, if the yellow people can do it, why can't the brown people do it? It's tons of money out there, and if he's trying to open up a lane for the people around him to be able to get that money, why not? Like, people are going to use this plant regardless if it's there or somewhere else. Why not make it be part of that community being able to do it? And it provides a lot of medical benefits, hands down. So these yellow people have been getting money hands over foot, while the brown people been getting locked up for it for years. So I'm trying to keep it PG. But if they can go,
I swear to God,
I've been teaching my kids yellow and brown since they were little.
Right.
Kids so messed up in school behind some yellow and brown. I swear. All right, so
The point is that they can get funding, they can get money now, but we can't. So if he can open the door to make that easier and bring that money into his circle, why not?
I can answer your question. Anything else you want to ask, caller?
Yes, I have another question. Grant writers. Do you write as grant writers? Are you writing 5% of the grant be paid to you if that person? So when you take an application for a grant, you write a grant. You know it's a lottery. It's a gamble. You don't know whether you're going to get it or not. So if that person gets that grant, are you charging them by the hour, the time it took you to research and write the grant, or you charge them based on if they get the money? How do you do your contract?
So I'm going to make it, I guess, very simple. If you run into a grant writer that tells you they're going to get money after you get awarded for that grant, I'm going to call them fraud. So when you write a grant, you have to write that for what you're doing with that money. And if that grant writer is not already part of your staff, they can not take money off of the top. We do our contracts based on the hourly time we will spend writing grants for you. That's how our contracts are paid. A lot of people do believe that grant writers should get paid after the grant is awarded because it is a lottery, but that is unethical in the grant writing world. So we can't say in that contract or in that grant that we're writing, including grant writers' fees, if we are not part of that staff. So we get paid on contract based on the hours we're going to put in working for your business.
which is why we like to teach
what
people.
What is a fair hourly rate for a grant writer? What is fair?
So if you look at if you look at typical grant writers, they average anywhere from we do it based off yearly salaries. They average anywhere from $50,000 to $70,000 a year. People writing grants for companies and things of that nature. What we do is we have a bulk price point depending upon the amount of work we're doing. So our pricing is on our website. I know we got to update.
Pricing is not on our website. What you can do
Prices are
is
no longer on the website.
what you can do is book a consultation. So my husband is definitely being PG, but our pricing is based on the work that we do for you. So each business will be different. Like we write right now for a large organization, so they require us to write large government grants, which is very time consuming. If you're a brand new starter business, that's not going to be what you need from our team. So the best thing I can encourage anyone to do is to book a consultation with Pens Plus More. And again, pensplusmore.net is where you can find that consultation on our website. And then we can give you pricing based on what your business needs. And that's typically what most grant writers are going to do. The pricing is not cookie cutter because it is based on the work that we'll have to do for your organization.
So can you give your phone number and website out a couple more times, because you got a lot of people listening to you and we hear to talk, but the contact information is not coming across.
It's www.pensplusmore.net. And I will also type that in the chat as well.
So we are live on the WOKB Facebook page and Kimberly Willis page. So that is she's going to put that information on those chats as well. Please repeat it and give a phone number.
www.pensplusmore.com. You can find your local grant writers. That's Edwina Butler and Kevin Butler. If you'd like to reach us by phone, you can call us at 863-288-0014. Again, that website is www.pensplusmore.net.
Well, honey,
Y'all doing a wonderful job.
Thank you. Share this video and hit the like button.
Look, if y'all want to hire me for advertising, I'm here. I'm here.
So, I mean, the questions are good. People want to get in and get to know what y'all have going on. That's a good thing. So, what nugget you want to give to the community? I always tell people, give a nugget.
All right, I'm going to say, get in the room. Whatever room it is, get in the room. You find your best people networking. You're going to find your next connection, your next big thing in the room. I like to tell this story. We were going to a conference in Atlanta, and everything in the world was happening, so we couldn't make it to this conference. We were getting a divorce on the drive to Atlanta, and I'm not even shortchanging that. Everything was happening, and my husband said, we going home. And I said, nope, I don't care if we go to Atlanta with $2, we're going.
Right.
So we went to Atlanta, we went to the conference, and it was InvestFest. So if y'all look up InvestFest on Instagram, and this is my biggest nugget, if you can get to the next InvestFest, please do, because the amount of Black people in that room sharing knowledge was amazing. But anyway, we went to InvestFest, and we got to listen to Steve Harvey, and we got to hear
Tyler Perry.
Thank you. And then we got to see some amazing vendors. But what happened was we were going through the vendor room, and people were stopping us, asking us about grants, but we saw some ladies there, and they were selling CBD drinks. And we said, oh, that's interesting. Like, we could bring that back to Polk County. And then we just kept on walking, and then these people found us on TikTok and invited us. Like, they thought we were famous from TikTok, and they were like, come over here. And then they had this particular syrup, and from that, we were able to create our THC juice. There were two separate things. Just getting in the room, we were driving on our way home, and we said, I think we can do this. And that THC juice has been the thing that kept our CBD business going. Wow. And when I tell you, it's made us thousands of dollars since that conversation, and it just was getting in the room, making it to that trip, because you don't know what blessings are going to happen getting in that room. Right. And I mean, even more, like me reaching out to you to be part of Boss Fest. Right. The amount of knowledge that you dropped on Boss Fest, it's sad that more people didn't hear the conversation. Right. Like, you brought the house down at Boss Fest. And I always tell people, if you got a chance to get in a room and network with other business owners or other like-minded people, always take it. Always take it.
All right, I guess for me, mine is, I know my wife, she's going to laugh at this one, but don't tell your big dream to a small mind.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, I love that.
I do too.
I love Neo too.
So yeah, so that's one of them ones. You know, I'm gravitating more to. My wife is definitely teaching me that lesson. As I'm venturing as I'm venturing more into entrepreneurship and getting away from corporate America, I found myself telling my dreams to people who wasn't trying to be entrepreneurs, and it was discouraging me, which in that energy was then again coming back and coming into my household. Once I stopped telling people these things and I just started making moves, our stuff got better.
Right.
So if you out there, if you got an idea, if you selling a product, man, I don't care if it's 1,000 people out there. If it's 1 million people out there selling plates, man, we
sell your plate.
Sell your plate too. If it takes you 5 plates to sell to get to your goal every day, and you listen, break it down in small goals. Don't think about the final goal. Think about your daily goal. Think about your hourly goal.
Right.
Once you figure that piece out, you'll realize you sitting on a 6-figure income, and you just ain't tapped into it.
I am finna cry over here.
I know that's right.
I ain't getting a divorce tonight.
Right, because
maybe in the morning.
Listen, this conversation we've been having for the last 12 months, because I keep telling him, look, I feel like we telling our dreams to small minds, and we listen to this. So this is Neo Davison. He actually is on Spotify, and he does inspirational speak. So this is actually something from his podcast or his Spotify. So check that out if you ever need inspiration. Right. But what he is saying right now is bringing me life, because it was a lot of days I felt like I'm going to give up because we telling our information
and
to the wrong
not
people.
Listening. Tell them how to get in contact with you one more time so we can get ready to go.
Do it again, I swear.
One more time. One more time. Let them tell them one more time.
All right, so if you are looking for our grant writing services, you can find us. The name of our business is Pens Plus More. You can go to our website, which is pensplusmore.net. We do have an online CBD business called Hypnotize Me, which is on all social media platforms. Definitely like us on TikTok. That website is www.hypnotizeme.com. And then if you would like to find out more about our Boss Fest, you can find us on Instagram at bossfest_1. And please don't forget to tune in to Mind Your Own Business every Tuesday at 7:30. We will actually be dropping tonight what our next episode will be about. So check us out. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and our website is www.myob2022. Thank you all.
Yes. And thank y'all. I won't be on for 2 weeks, but we'll be playing reruns. I'm taking a vacation. I need it.
Yes, you do.